we're going to see why limit of x tends to 0 of 1 minus cos x divided by x is equal to 0, which is one of the standard limit. So guys, as we know, limit of x tends to 0 of 1 minus cos x divided by x is equal to 0. That is a standard limit. So I'm going to prove that. I'm going to prove that step by step as a process. Okay. So in this limit, we are having 1 minus cos x in the numerator now. We are having 1 minus cos x in the numerator. As we know one identity now. 1 minus cos x is equal to 2 sine square x by 2. This is one of the famous identity which every people know. This is one of the famous identity which every people know. So 1 minus cos x is 2 sine square x by 2. So guys, this is one of the important one. This is one of the important identity because in most of the JEE mains question, we use this identity. We use this identity because I had seen it. And that is why I am saying this is one of the important identity. So 1 minus cos x is equal to 2 sine square x by 2. Using this identity, I am going to write your numerator as 2 sine square x by 2. So I can write the same limit as limit of x tends to 0 of 1 minus cos x divided by x. I am going to write this 1 minus cos x as 2 sine square x by 2 then divided by x. That is what I am doing now. Just I am using this identity and I am writing this 1 minus cos x as 2 sine square x by 2. That's one of the famous identity that I told earlier and I wrote here. Okay. So now the next step which I am going to do is I am going to divide 2. I am going to divide 2 on both numerator and denominator. That's what I am going to do now. I am going to divide 2 on both numerator and denominator. When I divide like that, I will get this limit as limit of x tends to 0. When you divide 2 on numerator, you will get sine square x by 2. When you divide 2 in the denominator, you will get x by 2. Correct now? When you divide 2 on both numerator and denominator, you will be getting the sine square x by 2 divided by x by 2 as 2 sine square x by 2 divided by 2 will be sine square x by 2 as this 2 and that 2 will get cancelled and x divided by 2 will be x by 2. So I will write here itself. When you divide 2 on both numerator and denominator, this is what you will be having. So this 2 will get cancelled and you will be left out with sine square x by 2 divided by x by 2. Now the next step that I am going to do is I am going to write this sine square x by 2 as sine x by 2 into sine x by 2. I am going to write this sine square x by 2 as sine x by 2 into sine x by 2. So sine x by 2 into sine x by 2 then divided by x by 2. That's what I am doing now. So and it's a kind of obvious thing, guys. So sine square x by 2 is equal to sine x by 2 into sine x by 2. As we know, sine square theta is nothing but sine theta into sine theta and it's a kind of obvious thing. So I don't need to tell this simple laddu things. Okay. So I just wrote sine square x by 2 as sine x by 2 into sine x by 2 as your sine square theta is nothing but sine theta into sine theta. Now try to note one thing. What is this? What is this? Sine x by 2 divided by x by 2. The path that I followed, the path that I traced, the trajectory that I traced, the outline that I gave. I am describing more words. No need to do that. So sine x by 2 divided by x by 2 I traced now. The line, the what I traced. Sine x by 2 divided by x by 2 will be 1 when x tends to 0. Never ever forget that. Sin x by 2 divided by x by 2 will be 1 when your x tends to 0. Never ever forget that. So as by using your standard limit as limit of x tends to 0 of sin x divided by x will be always equal to 1. This is one of the standard limit. So the path that I followed or the outline that I gave is the expression like sin x by 2 divided by x by 2. That will be 1 when your x tends to 0 using this particular standard limit as limit of x tends to 0 of sin x divided by x will be 1. How? That you need to know already. So this particular expression will be 1 as your x tends to 0 then 1 into limit of x tends to 0 of sin x by 2. So limit of x tends to 0 of sin x by 2 it will be 0. Just check it. So the final answer will be 0, and that's why we are saying limit of x into 0, 1 minus cos x by x will be equal to 0. So what I did is sin x by 2 by x by 2 will be 1 as your x tends to infinity using this particular standard limit, and you need to know this particular identity, and it's one of the famous identity. Okay, if you did not note it, then you will regret. Okay, now after that, as your x tends to infinity, your sin x by 2 will be 0 using your basic trigonometric ratios, using basic trigonometric formula. So sin of x by 2 and x tends to 0 will be 0. So 1 into 0 is equal to 0, and that's why I am saying limit of x tends to 0, 1 minus cos x by x will be equal to 0, and that's all guys. Thank you.